You want to get better at backgammon, one of the best ways to do it is by practicing against a software such as Extreme Gammon or XG. It has a lot of useful features and tools that will help you learn and improve. I'll be showing you some of those in this video as I play a 5-point practice match against XG. Thank you for joining me. I hope you enjoy this video. Please like and subscribe and you'll be notified every time I upload a new video. Let me know what you think in the comments below, what you'd like to see in future videos, and I'll work on it. If you love Backgammon, you can become a member of this channel, giving you exclusive access to the most popular videos. My book, Backgammon Backgame Strategies, is available. There's a link in the description where you can get it. And if you're interested in lessons, please contact me via email. My email address is also in the description. Again, in this video, I'm playing a 5-point match against XG. I'm playing on a beautiful Brazilian Casa de Gamal board. The XG board is made by Rain. He makes beautiful XG boards. There's a link in the description to where you can get it. I'm playing the orange checkers at the bottom, XG, the white checkers at the top. 5-point match, bearing off on the right, and here we go. 4-1. It's the worst opening roll. 6-4. Make the 2-point on head. 6-3 will come in and out. Double 5. Okay, so here's 2, and I could do 2 here. Alternatively, I can bring more into the zone, but I think it's nice to take the tempo away. There's also a third option of doing this, but this is just awkward. 5-2. Okay, so now I have a 4-point board. So what I can hit with 6-2, 6-2 is rather duplicated here. So 2s are good, and then the 8s are good that are duplicated. I'm up by 12 pips. Are there some gammons? Yeah. So that incentivizes me to double more. So I'll try the double here. Might be a little bit early. 5-3. So I'm going to have to do it this way. Okay, so now I'm going to try to attack. 4-2. I'm going to hit and then bring another one into the zone to try to attack that one. 6-2 doesn't come in. Looking for 6s and 4s. Don't get it. So I'll just bring another one in. It does leave the double 5 as well as double 4. 6-3 is no good, but now 4, 5, and 6. Okay, so there's the 5. And then, so what else? I guess if I bring this, this gives me also double 5. 6-4. Now I'm just trying to attack. There's the 6 and the 3. Bring another into the zone. There's also this. I think with 2 on the bar, it's not as urgent. I'd like this checker in the zone. Looking for 6s and 5s. No. 4-3. Come in like this. Gives myself 4s, 5s, and 6s. Also leaves a double 4. 3-1, wrong 4. Double 5. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, and keep a builder here. 4. 3-1 still doesn't come in. 4-2. Okay, so there's the 4. Now I just want to try to avoid rolls like double 5, double 3, 5-3, 4, and then keep the builder high. Okay. So now I may even have some backgammon chances if things go well, and that'll win the match. Comes in with 1. That hurts my backgammon chances. 6-5. Okay. So that's going to be a gammon. Gammons are particularly valuable at 5-way, 5-way on a 2 cube because they take you to the valuable Crawford score. The Crawford rule is used in match play and states that when one player is within 1 point of winning the match, the doubling cube may not be used for one game, the Crawford game. Should the trailer win the Crawford game, he may double at his first opportunity on the next game, the post-Crawford. Okay, so now 6-2, 6-1 makes the bar point on head. 6-3 can't come in, but I'm protected from the double here. So I can come in with the 1 and hit with the 4, but I think I'd rather come in with the 4 and hit with the 1. Spreads things out. I don't block myself in. It does leave another blind. It gives good 6s from the bar, but overall, I think it's better. Double 5 hits there. 6-1 doesn't come in. Now there's 6s and 2s. 5-2. 5-1 only comes in with 1. Hits again. Now a gammon loss is not too costly for me here, but a backgammon loss would be. Okay, that was good. Okay, so this game, I'm getting blitzed out. Taste of my own medicine. So it looks like it's going to be a gammon. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And then what you do here is you try to get crossovers. So 5 and then 1. And try to come in perfect or spread things out. 4 and then 3. And I'm going to keep this in here, keep this here to save a decision each time. That helps the PR. So 6 and 4. Now there's still 5, so I can't get backgammoned. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Save that decision. Okay, so now 5, 1. Okay, because now I could lose a backgammon. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So now I basically take with anything. Double 5 will blitz to go for the match winning gammon. 6, 3 can't come in. 6, 4 brings 2 down. 6, 4, I'll come out here to avoid being pointed on the best point. It also somewhat duplicates the 2s here. It keeps them not communicated, but I think that's okay because when they are communicated, there could be like more double hits. 4, 1 hits and continues. 4, 1, just pick up the blot. 3, 2, and I think I step up here. 6, 3 will come around. Now I'm just trying to contain this checker. I'd like to make this point, but I think for containment, I need to make this point for now. Comes up. See, doesn't come up all the way because that'll be in range. 5, 3. I'll just stay back. Okay, now a double shot. 4, 2. So this blocks double 3, double 1, and 3, 1. No. Okay, 4, 1. Make the point. Or fill in the gaps. Don't think this is going to be a huge difference. Now I'm going to need some big rolls. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, double ones. Five, 1 or 5, 1. This gives me more different numbers to get crossovers. Okay. 4, 2. 5, and here now I can come in with a 1 or a 2 and bear off with the other number. So here I play the 5 there and the 6 off. Probably too little, too late. Okay, so now it's 4, 4. Double match point, DMP. Here, blitzing is not as strong. Anchors are devalued. And the race becomes more important. I could run out, but I don't want to leave him these 4s to unstack and hit. I could just make this one, or I can bring one down and split with only 8 checkers in the zone. 3, 2 hits, 3, 2. Okay, so now I can anchor. The anchor is devalued, but I want to make that anchor so that white doesn't make that point. 6, 2. Okay, 3, 1's a good roll. 6, 5. Bring builders here. 5, 3 comes out. Okay, 6, 4. So now the race is close. 4, 2. 2, 1. I'll have to play this. The next 6, I'm gonna have to crack. I think I just bring it down. Race is relatively close. 6, 5. So I could play like this, and then what? I can also run, but that leaves so many shots. I think I just have to hope for something good. So there. Okay, wasn't hit. Race is relatively close. Okay, hits there. So now I'm going to need a 1 followed by a 6. Don't get it. 3, and not going to slot right now. I think maybe I'll have to save a 4. Okay, so that's an anti-joker. 5 and the 1 is up. Now looking for a 6. There we go. And now I'm a huge favorite. So 4, then I'll play the 1 there in case I roll something like a 6, 5. 5, 4, so there's the 4. Got lucky at the end. Now I'll analyze it. So this is where the learning begins. It's really important to study all of your matches and go through every single move because you want to learn from your errors. And sometimes you may not have made a mistake, but you were unsure, so you want to learn from those. Of course, the ones that were very easy, you can go through quickly. Uh, Before we start, there's a quick overview of how to use XG. So this is the analysis panel. You can move it to the right side or the left side. You hold down the control button and hit the right arrow. Um, or actually, sorry, you go layout panel on the right and layout panel on the left. Another thing you can do is hit the hold down the control button and hit the left arrow, and that will bear off on the left, and then the right arrow will bear off on the right. Okay, so the analysis panel is here on the left. At the top, you can look through all the different games, and then below it, you go through all the plays, and you can see all of them. Down here, this is the part where it shows some more information. There are 2 tabs, Move, then Summary. On the Summary tab, it'll show you the number of errors, the equity, doubles, takes, luck, and your PR. You can click on this to change from the game to the match, okay? And then when you go to the move, you'll see all of the moves here. So the correct move will be on top. It'll show you how it's played 24, 23, 13, 9 with the 4, 1, and the equity is minus 0.001. Now there's 6 numbers here. The first 3 are your single wins, gammon wins, and backgammon wins, and then the next 3 are for your opponent. Single losses, gammon losses, or backgammon losses for you, or single wins, gammon wins, and backgammon wins for the opponents. The next play is displayed here. The large bold font shows you the play, and then here's the equity, it's minus 0.016, and that's a difference of 0.15. So you get minus 0.15. So 15 millipoint error. You'll notice if you hover on here, you'll see a pop-up window that will show you more information, including the cubeless equity at the very bottom. Now, you can set this on different levels of analysis. This was the first roll, so this has been rolled out. That's why you see this icon here, and that's the opening book. At the bottom, you can click on a variety of these different icons. The one with the 2 red bars is 2-ply. That means it looks 2 rolls in advance. 3-ply. This one's 4-ply. And then there are some XGR, XGR plus, and the plus plus, which are truncated rollouts. Means it plays the game many times, but only for a few moves. And then you can do a full rollout to have it play many times, usually 1,296 times, and then it'll give you all of this data. At the lower portion, there are 3 radio buttons: initial, arrow, and final. If you click the initial button, it will show you the initial position before the move was played. If you click the arrow button, it will show you arrows to where the uh, checkers should go. And if you click on the final radio button, it will show you the final position after the checkers have been played, and the dice will be lightened. Now, if you go back to arrow and select a different play, you can see the different arrows. Now here, when they're within 20 millipoints, the error, it's not an error. It's considered, some people call it an inaccuracy. So it's black. But if it's an error of 0.02 or more, it becomes green here and the arrows become green. And if it's a blunder, 0.08 or 80 millipoints, it becomes red, and you see this red arrow here. You can change that by going to Options, Settings. you'll see this pop-up window here. There are a lot of settings that you can adjust. For this one, you can change the arrow threshold. For beginners, what I would recommend is 0.05 for the blunders and 0.1, and then you click apply. You can also click on this button and you can change the color to whatever you like. Okay, so I'll go back and use the default. You hit apply and you hit OK. Okay, so now we can go through the moves. So after the 4-1, the 6-4 was just make the point on head, and the double 5, as I discussed, this is where I want to attack. You see a lot of gammons here, and if I'm going to double, the gammons are going to be very valuable. So we'll see that here. Now here, this was a double and it was a take. So you see here in the analysis, I'm winning 59% of the time. That's not a huge amount, but I'm winning 28% gammons. So you see the equity is not that high, and it's not a huge double. It's a very comfortable take. So why is that? Because gammons are very valuable. So this is what I do. Go to Analyze, Cube Information, Control-Alt-K. You'll see this window. So you can see it shows match play or unlimited games. You can change the level of the doubling cube. At the bottom half, I select this tab called Gammon Value. Now let's go to unlimited games. I've made other videos on Gammon Value, so you can watch that. But for money, the Gammon value is always 0.5. In a match, this is a 5-away, 5-away. The Gammon value is 0.457 on a center cube, but on a 2 cube, now it's 0.655. So those extra gammons are very valuable because they take you to the valuable Crawford score. So at 5-away, 5-away, in gammonish positions, you want to be a little bit more aggressive to double. But not in non-gammonish positions. So let's look at this for money. So I have two boards open up. The first in this window, so I hit Control-Shift-C to copy. Then I go to a new window of XG, and I hit Control-V to paste. And it says the current game is not saved. Do you want to save it now? No. Okay, so now this is where you can modify this. Position modification is huge. It's a great way to learn. And here I'm changing the score, so you can modify the score. So first I'll change it to unlimited games. So now, look what happens. It's a smaller double, but still a double. Okay? This is 434, and over here it's 485, so it's worth a little bit more. Now let's go to the match play. And here, when you're at 4-way, your gammons are a little bit more valuable. So this is going to be a stronger double. Yeah, it's still a take, but look how strong that is. 614. Now let's say you're trailing 4-away, 3-away. This is going to be even stronger. This is almost a pass. Okay. So you modify the score, and you can see. The other thing you could do is go to dice distribution, analyze dice distribution, or Control-Alt-D. You see this pop-up window. First thing I do is I click the icon with the most red bars. It'll go from first roll 2-ply, second roll 1-ply to first roll 4-ply, second roll 3-ply. There, and I double click on this area to make it a 2D graph. So here you can see 1 is here. That's where you lose your market. The only one that loses the market is double 4, but it loses by a lot. But there are a lot of other rolls that are still really good, and there's some that are not that great. So there's some volatility here. Oh, and then here you click after double take. So now you'll see some more. So now double 4, double 2, 6, 2, double 1 lose the market, but double 4 loses it by so much. And there are many other good numbers, and there are very few numbers with negative equity. Okay, so let's see what else we can do. So I'll copy this and paste it. So this is a great way. I always do this for all the doubling decisions. Modify the position to see what effects it would have. Let's try simply splitting this and see how much of an effect that would have. this will probably have a decent effect. So now it's a blunder not to double. Why? Because now these eights that were duplicated, now you have sevens to hit. And there are rolls like 6-5 becomes really good because you can make that point. 4-3 will hit, and so forth. So let's go back and see this 6-2 is duplicated. So what if we put this here? That makes it stronger. Okay, and what would make it weaker? What if this were back here? Now you can't double hit with a 6-2, but you have the 6-3. It's stronger because you have different numbers. What if this blot were not here? Now it's barely a double. What if this blot were not here? Now it's a blunder to double. So it's really the threat of hitting this. Okay, so what would make it a pass? Let's say you have this here. What if you have this here? Now it's a pass because now you can hit with fours, twos, double four, will hit twice. It's huge. So this is a great way to study and learn these positions. Very valuable. They say people ask me, how do you learn from XG? Because it does not tell you the right answer. No, it does not tell you the right answer. You have to do these thought experiments to see what's the right answer, what's the wrong answer, and so forth. Okay, 5-3, I had to hit here. You see this would have been wrong. And then the 4-2 hit and bring another one down. A lot of this was straightforward from here. Just bring another builder here. Once you're blitzing, you want to come in and bring checkers into the zone to go for the gammon. The 5-1 hit and slide over. 6-3 hit and bring another checker down. 4-3, it slightly preferred this. You see, sometimes it prefers coming down. This doesn't give you another direct builder, so that's why I did that. Okay. And then the double 5 was virtually forced, the 4-2. Okay, so I step up, and now I'm just being careful. This was not a big deal. The 6-5 comes around, 5-3. Look at this, it prefers actually pre-clearing. What it does is, what I did is this wins more backgammons, but pre-clearing wins more gammons and wins more games. So it's at the cost of that. So it's kind of a trade-off. Okay. 6-4 was 2 off, it was straightforward, and that was that, and nothing else there. On to game 2, the Crawford game. So with the 6-2 after the 5-3 split, and I couldn't move there. The 4-1, as I discussed, I wanted to come in there and hit there. And the 5-1 was forced. This game, there was really nothing I could do. I was just blitzed out, nothing really to look at here. We'll go to the third game. This is the post-Crawford, 4-2, 1 away, 3 away. So with the 5-4 you split, and this is just a take. It's an automatic double. One of the things you can do is, like, at this score, you can take so deep. I'll show you an example here. So let's keep the score, and let's say there's one checker here and one checker here. This is a huge take. For money, this would be borderline. Okay. Now here you could be like an underdog and still take. What about here? It's a take. What about here? It's a take. What about here? It's a take. Look at this. This might be a pass. This is still a take. Look at it for money. This is an 800 milli-point blunder, almost 900 to take. But at this match score, it's still borderline. So that's the idea there. Okay. Then the 6-4. Okay, so this is a good one to learn from. I did select the right play, and I did have the right reason. So look at this. This is the resulting position after the top play. So you see here, I can be hit with twos, threes, fours, and fives, and the two is duplicated. This is the resulting position after the second play. Here I can be hit with ones, twos, threes, and fours, but not fives, and the threes are duplicated. However, the ones that hit here are much more powerful than the fives that hit here because it makes the second best point. So let's look at it. This is the resulting position after the top play. This is the resulting position after the second play. This is a dice distribution diagram that I've designed based on the data from XG. So the panel on the upper left shows an equity heat map for play A, the top play. So this shows my resultant equity after the opponent's all the opponent's next rolls. Double 1, 2, 1, 3, 1, and so forth with an average column on the right. The panel on the upper right shows the same thing, but for play B. Now these two are on a color scale from blue to red. Blue is good, red is bad. The darker the blue, the red, the darker the red is worse. So you can see the ones are good here because they don't hit, but they're bad over here because they hit. But the fives here are not so good. So the panel on the lower left shows a difference heat map. So what it does is it takes an equity value in a given cell in the panel on the upper right, and it subtracts that from the equity value in the corresponding cell on the upper left to give the swing roll. So now in the panel on the lower left, blue favors play A, red favors play B. And this is graphed on a vertical histogram here. So you see these small numbers that point on head and make the 5 point. They're much stronger, okay? But these other numbers that make the 2 point after the second play are not as weak. So you see the area under the curve is bigger here than here. So that's the idea there. Premium USBGF members have access to that. If not, you can select these two, right click and go to dice distribution. You'll see this pop-up window. You can click the icon with the most red bars. You can go to dice map and you can see the same kind of thing. The difference here is they're not on the same color scale. So the darkest green is not the same as the darkest green here. So for here, for example, 974 is negative, or actually negative 803 is the highest value. And it's the same intensity as the highest value here, which is negative 727. Okay. And here the darkest red is minus 1.9, whereas there's nothing here. The darkest red is minus 1.7. You could go to the graph and double click here. It's a little harder to see here because they're not in order, but this is what you can do. So it'll show you all the rolls, and you can see here these ones are not as bad, the ones that don't hit. And the double 2 is really bad, but that's it. Okay, then 4-1, come in and lift, okay. 3-2, come up, step up all the way. 6-3 came around, and 6-1, okay, so it did slightly prefer making the point, but these were close, okay. 5-3, I had to stay back and make the 3 point. 4-2, I had to bring 2 down, and now here it was just bringing things home. Nothing special to look at here. Had to just bring things down. And this was just a race. Then I went to double match point. So after the 6-5, the double 2 make 2 points. 5-3. Okay, so these two were tied. And that's the thing. You want to always at least identify all the top plays. Most of the time when I make an error, or a lot of the time, it's because I overlook the top play. So that's one of the things that's really important, to look at all the plays. 3-2 was good. I made the anchor. 3-1. And the 6-5. Okay, so here, again, it's the race. The race is close and it's DMP. So let's look at it on another board here and look at it like for money where gammons count. So here for money, you're going to lose more gammons by playing that way. So it's a little bit better, but at DMP, it doesn't matter. So let's see how far I have to be behind in the race for it to make a difference. let's say I'm further behind in the race. Now do I have to stay back? This is an experiment you do to see, because at DMP it certainly does have to do with the race. The race is very important. See, now it's a 26 millipoint error. So now you have to do this. Well, what if it were a little bit closer? What about like this? Now I'm down 17 before the roll. I know it does affect some other things here. Still, but it's closer. What if I'm back here? 2 more pips. So you hit the plus plus icon. Yeah, now you want to run. Okay, so let's go back to the original position and then make it there. Now I'm down by 20 pips before. Okay, so here it still likes running at 20 pips. What about 21 pips? It does bring another builder in too. That's the other thing. Now they're virtually tied. And here, let's bring in the builder here. Let's add a pip without spreading out the builders. Here it still likes it, but if you had the builders like this, it has to do with the builders. Yeah, now running is an error because you can get pointed on with more. Okay, so that's the lesson there. Then the 6-4. Then there was nothing special here. Oh, here preferred saving a 6 by doing this. Okay. 6-2, I had to run. What else was there here? Look at this. It liked slotting it here. Interesting. These are very tough. These are very tough. What did I do? I did this, which results in this position. And when you do this, wow. So let's look at those. Right-click dice distribution. Again, you see these two pop-up windows. Now go to second roll. So double-click here, double-click, and hit the icon. So it's the 6-1 that becomes huge next if I slot it. That's the difference. And double 1 and 2-1. So after this, if I roll the 6-1, I come out. Okay. Here, the 6-1, I come out, but it's not slotted. Wow. Okay, those are tough. 6-5 was forced, and that was a great roll. And I came out and I just brought things home. And that was the match. So that was an interesting match, a lot of interesting positions to learn from, and this is an outstanding activity to do. You notice that I spent more time on the analysis part, and that's what you really have to do to improve. It's not as fun as playing, but if you want to improve, this is what the top players tell you. You need to spend more time studying than actually playing, because the studying part, where you do the analysis, is where you learn. And I showed you a lot of tools in XG that you can use. You can look at the dice distribution, you can copy and paste, modify positions, all sorts of things. It's a really useful tool, and it's really important to analyze all your matches. And it's really good to play against XG, because if you're playing against a person and you want to study your match later, you have to record it, then transcribe it. That's a lot of work. With this, it's automatically transcribed and everything is there for you. So this is a great way to improve and improve quickly. Thank you for joining me. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe, and you'll be notified every time I upload a new video. Let me know what you think in the comments below, what you'd like to see in future videos, and I'll work on it. If you love backgammon, you can become a member of this channel, giving you exclusive access to the most popular videos. Again, my book, Backgammon Backgammon Strategies, is available. There's a link in the description to where you can get it. And if you're interested in lessons, please contact me via email. My email address is also in the description. I look forward to seeing you in future videos. And until then, keep rolling your dice.